Brethren, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. Arsenal are set to send in a third bid for Declan Rice, according to Fabrizio Romano. Arsenal will not stop on the second bid. The timing will be very crucial, but he's a top target, and Arsenal will go in with a third bid. Second bid rejected today, up to £90 million. I'm going to be diving into that story. You're also going to be talking about Thomas Partey, because according to The Athletic now, Arsenal are in talks with the representatives of the player to find a solution. With Romeo Lavia now in advanced situations as a deal, it looks like Thomas Partey is going to be leaving Arsenal. It's going to be this summer. The likelihood that he stays at Arsenal is now very, very small. Hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast as well. Let's get this video to 500 likes and let's dive into the interesting content as well. Now, Fabrizio Romano just confirmed that Arsenal will bid again for Declan Rice, as plans remain very, very clear. He's top of Arsenal's target list and the club wants to get it done as quickly as possible. He also says that timing of the new bid is not very, very clear at the moment, but it will be very crucial, and it's also guaranteed that Arsenal won't stop on this one. No plan to bid for Romeo Lavia until the Rice deal is sealed. That is according to Fabrizio Romano. Arsenal will go in with a third bid for Declan Rice. That is confirmed. We will not bid for Romeo Lavia at the moment until the Declan Rice deal gets done, until the Declan Rice deal gets over the line. Now, the one thing I'm thinking here is absolutely crazy. I'm thinking I want Arsenal to pay 120 million or 150 million for Declan Rice, if that means that we sign Declan Rice and keep Thomas Partey. It's such a very key decision in my life. It's such a key. I love Partey. I really, really do. Now, listen. Arsenal have gone in with the second bid today. We confirmed that 90 million in terms of in total. Arsenal wanted to pay 80 million in fixed payments, 10 million euros in add-ons. However, West Ham have turned that down. They want more money up front, and they want more money in terms of the overall package. They want 100 million, but they also want that money in shorter installments and add-ons that that they believe will be a little bit doable and attainable as well. So I think the third bid might be around 100 million euros, or sorry, 100 million pounds. I think that is what's going to be. I don't see Arsenal go in with now 95, 97. I think we are getting closer to what West Ham want, and that is the good thing with all these bids, come in. We're getting very close to what West Ham want. We are getting closer to that bid that West Ham won't be able to turn down. And I think that's what Arsenal are trying to do. We're trying to build momentum for West Ham to feel that we are serious, number one, hence Arsenal, making all these repeated bids every single day. But then we are also trying to build that, to build up to that, ultimate bid that West Ham cannot turn down. Yes, they have turned down two bids. In my opinion, Arsenal will go with a third one, and it will be rejected. I still think Arsenal will go in with around maybe 99 million. And then the payment structure might be a little bit awkward for West Ham. They will turn it down, but eventually Arsenal will find a consensus and a compromise with West Ham. So this deal is still on. There is no giving up from Arsenal. All publications I've been looking at this evening confirm the same thing. There is no giving up on the side of Arsenal. They want to get the deal done, and is still a top priority target. Okay, so how much should we go back with? That's the question for you in the comment box below. How much do you think Arsenal should add on the 90 million? West Ham want at least 100, so they're looking probably in excess of 100. They might want 101, 110, or 120, but they want at least 100 million, and the total package should be attainable. If there are add-ons on that package, they should be attainable. Arsenal's add-ons on the previous two packages have been described as embarrassing. They've also been described as non-attainable or unattainable. So let's wait and see what is the third bid gonna be, and how much will West Ham actually settle for? Now, the other story is around Thomas Partey. David Ornstein has just written and said Arsenal plus Thomas Partey's camp are both working on a potential exit, solutions if suitable opportunity arises for a sale. Interest from clubs in Saudi Arabia plus AFC considering options as well. And it says this would require a replacement in addition to Declan Rice pursuit at the moment. So that is David Ornstein confirming there that the big man Thomas Partey is on his way out. Arsenal are already in talks with Saudi Arabia. We are already in contact with Saudi Arabia, and we're trying to get the deal done as quickly as possible. Now, Fabrizio Romano has just confirmed that negotiations will follow in the next days between Thomas Partey's clubs and clubs in Europe / Saudi Arabia. He has a concrete chance to leave this summer, as he revealed on Sunday. That is Thomas Partey for you. That is what is happening with Thomas Partey. Arsenal in talks with clubs in Europe and Saudi Arabia at the moment, and Thomas Partey also, of course, was given the permission to talk to clubs in Saudi Arabia and clubs from Europe as well. But the interesting story here on this one around Thomas Partey, Fabrizio has been talking about it in the recent hours, and he said Arsenal, Thomas Partey's departure depends on Arsenal signing two midfielders. One, it is not linked with Xhaka and Rice coming in. That is an independent deal. But if Arsenal sign another deal for a midfielder, if Arsenal sign another midfielder, then Thomas Partey will have to go. Now, I want to remind you that this morning we got it from Fabrizio Romano himself that Arsenal are in advanced talks, are in advancing stages for a deal for Romeo Lavia. Yes, there is no bid because we want to get the Declan Rice deal done before Romeo Lavia. That is really understandable. But at the moment, Arsenal are in advanced talks with two entrages. One, the one for Declan Rice, who potentially is going to be the replacement for Thomas Partey long term. And the second one is Romeo Lavia, in my opinion, who's going to be the understudy, the backup guy, the backup player for Declan Rice. So for me, either way, whichever way they try to tailor the story, whichever way they try to sell the story, this one is already confirmed. There is something fishy, of course, about Thomas Partey leaving Arsenal. There's something I don't understand about why we would let him go. There's something I don't understand why we are desperate to kick him out. But it is already on the cusp. It is happening. The fact that David Ornstein has come out and in the fashion in which he's come out, it just shows you that this deal is on the verge. One, he has said that at the moment, Partey and his entourage are already talking to Saudi Arabia and Europe. And he also says that Arsenal are already talking to clubs in Saudi Arabia and Europe. So what is there left to keep? What is there left to save? The players' representatives are looking for a suitable deal away, and Partey, definitely the fact that he's not already told Arsenal, I don't want to go anywhere, I want to stay here, it means that he's already okay with the move away from the club. And Arsenal in talks with Europe and Saudi Arabia, we should actually be looking for a potential replacement. We should be looking for a much stronger player than Romeo Lavia. But what I think about this one, it might be linked, and I'm going to say this hypothetically, it might be linked to the sagas we had over a year ago, last summer, when Thomas Partey was, into some kind of criminal scandals. It might be linked to that because I don't understand, and it doesn't make any sense why Arsenal are really rushing to bin Thomas Partey. Like, it doesn't really make any sense. It's the same thing. It's similar to Tottenham Hotspur sacking Mourinho when they have a title, when they have a trophy to win, a final to play, and then you sack Jose Mourinho. That's what we are doing here, right? But anyway, I won't dive into much of that. That is the story that is happening at the moment. Partey is on the cusp of leaving Arsenal. I won't be surprised if I woke up one morning and it's a done deal. It's here we go. Partey has agreed to personal terms with the club. Arsenal have agreed a price for with the club for Thomas Partey. I won't be surprised. This was already in the cooking. It has already been in the making for quite some time. If it wasn't in the making, there is no way we would have tried to sign Moises Caicedo for almost a club record fee in January. Imagine Arsenal spending about 70 million on Moises Caicedo in January. I mean, that was all for me. It's just enough to show that Partey doesn't have the love. He no longer has that protection that he used to have when he had just come in October in 2020. The way we loved him, and look, to be honest, I think a few Arsenal fans also think Partey needs to go. A few Arsenal fans also think Partey, is over. Partey is finished, which I think is a little bit ridiculous because he was one of our best players last campaign. He was one of our best midfielders last campaign. But the fact that the fan base is already divided, the fact that Mikel thinks that he's no longer the player he can rely on, he's no longer durable, he's no longer reliable, he's no longer one to depend on, it also, it all brings and highlights the story into its glory. Partey will leave Arsenal. I would love him to go to Saudi Arabia, make some money, secure generational wealth for his family. If they can offer him around maybe 10, 20, 30 million euros, per year, that would be absolutely fantastic for Thomas Partey. But anyway, he leaves. Romeo Lavia potentially comes in with Declan Rice. It doesn't look like a bad midfield. Whether it is an upgrade to what we have already, that's a big question. That's a question we all have to probably debate 2-3 games into the campaign, maybe 5 games into the campaign. I can't believe I'm going to be watching Arsenal next season without Partey. And yes, without Xhaka. Look, with Xhaka, I think I do understand that I've always had that little resentment towards Xhaka, especially ever since him, being a wrong captain for Arsenal. But Partey, we will play a new season without Partey. It is absolutely unbelievable. But anyway, that is what will happen, today. So in the other stories that I wanted us to talk about, just a little bit of a recap. Today, Arsenal have sent in their £60 million deal to Chelsea to sign Kai Havertz. A deal is not very, very close at the moment, but we believe after the international break, Arsenal will agree a deal with Chelsea and he will become an Arsenal player. Now, Kai Havertz is already agreed personal terms with Arsenal, 310,000 already on the table. He will sign that. That has been confirmed today by Fabrizio Romano and some of the other big journalists and outlets in the UK. Still, of course, like I said, Arsenal did go in with a 30 million bid for Julian Timber. That is done. That is also confirmed. The bid was rejected. Arsenal preparing a second bid for Julian Timber. Ajax are asking for around £50 million. That is also confirmed as well. And then Arsenal are advancing in talks with Romeo Lavia. Personal terms also being discussed with the agent of Romeo Lavia being the same agent as Bukayo Saka. Arsenal feel the deal should be easy to do. That is where we are in terms of incomings. That is where we are in terms of our big targets. We might be spending £200 million and we will spend £200 million on those lads. Maybe the other story that has been a little bit hotter today has been around Ike Gundogan. Ike Gundogan is there is a hot race to sign him. Saudi Arabia are there, Arsenal are there, Barcelona are there, and Manchester City are there as well. And I think with Ike Gundogan at the moment, it's going to be about where his heart lies. It's not going to be about the money. I think he's made some good money at Manchester City. Of course, he can go to Saudi Arabia and even make bigger money and, just make his life a little bit easier. But at the moment, it looks like it won't be about the money. It's not about the money for Ike Gundogan. It's about where he feels okay to play football. It's where he feels his family can settle well. I think at 33, that's what you're thinking about, right? If there are a few adventures to be had in Saudi Arabia, I won't be surprised if he goes there. If there are not any adventures for him to be had, he might go to Spain, he might go to any country, probably Inter Miami in America. I mean, it wouldn't be that bad. So Arsenal are trying to get that one done. We've been linked with Amadou Onana as well at Everton. He wants to leave. Arsenal look at him as a potential alternative to Romeo Lavia. It's a deal I don't see happen this summer. I think they will ask for a very big fee, Everton. They will ask for a very big fee, Everton, and they've got to ask for a big fee. They really have got to. He's one of their best players, number one. But if they have any chances of improving that squad, if they have any chances of finishing clear of the bottom four, bottom five, they need to build a new squad. And for me, if they're going to build a new squad, Abdoulaye Doucouré must stay, Amadou Onana must stay, Gueye Idrissa must stay. You must keep Demarai Gray as well, in my opinion. I think Tarkowski must be kept, and Jordan Pickford. The rest of the players, you can move them on, all right? But so if they're such young players, you want to build a project around, it's Amadou Onana. So Everton will be asking for a king's ransom if they're going to sell. And lastly, Balogun and Eddie Nketiah are up for sale. Arsenal will try to raise funds this summer. Arsenal will try to raise some money this summer through player sales. Eddie Nketiah and Folarin Balogun are both up for sale. It's a story that has really surprised me, especially with Eddie Nketiah, because I think Eddie is a darling to Mikel Arteta. But the fact that he wants him out, we might say, I don't know. I mean, Eddie out? Really? After signing a new deal, I will be really surprised. But anyway, 45 for both of them, that's 90 million. I'll take the money. I'll take the money and run. So I'll speak to you right in the next one. That should be tomorrow. But much of the transfer action today has really happened. We expect progressive moves in the coming days and hours. Good night.